Well, good afternoon, Calvary family. Here we are, Thursday, once again, and it's time for me to give you an update on where we're at with reopening. As you know, this past week, I'm sure you know, last Friday, President Trump shared the commonly held belief by those of us in churches that churches are essential. There has been a significant amount of political pressure being put on Governor Murphy for him to revise his stance on the essential nature of churches. Because we obviously all agree that churches are essential, that we need the opportunity to come together and worship. Now, obviously the church has never been closed. We have continued to minister and to reach out and even to have services if in an unusual and unique manner. But Governor Murphy at this point has not rescinded his position on indoor gatherings, and right now it applies to all indoor gatherings. No more than 10 people. And so because of our sanctuary space, obviously we can't have the 30 services that would be necessary in order to have 10 people inside. He did revise outdoor numbers to 25 people, and we're looking for ways that we can take advantage of that to have some fun and enjoyment as a church. And so keep an eye out next week for some updates or maybe even some potential activities together that will allow us to stay within the confines of what has been put in place for us, but also be able to come back, because I miss people, and I'm sure you do too. Right now, where I'm at in the sanctuary, I'm standing back here, and I don't know if you can see, but behind me, there are, on the pews, we've got marked little black spots. I wanted to give you an update on what we're doing right now in preparation and anticipation of being able to come back, because that's really where I'm at. I am anticipating being able to come back in a safe, socially aware manner and worship together. But I also understand that the reality is that when those days come, hopefully very soon, it's going to be in a phased manner. I know that when the first worship services are held here, we're going to have some adjusted parameters. And so what we're currently doing is we're marking off on the pews the best arrangement and layout for getting the most people within the building that we possibly can, while maintaining the appropriate space of 6 feet, which has been recommended all across the board for our sanctuary. Now here's the fortunate thing that we have. Our sanctuary is very, very large, and we can seat in the pews, we can seat 750 people. And so with our 72 pews, we can accommodate easily 150 people with the appropriate social distancing. And I believe when the day comes that we're allowed to meet again, that we'll be able to have probably not a single service, but what we're anticipating doing, I'll just give you a little sneak peek of how we're thinking right now. We're gonna anticipate having 2 services. We don't have the time set, we don't have the length set, but that's the option we're exploring right now. We want to have an early service for those that are in the at-risk or concerned category. So many of our seniors and those that have underlying issues, they will attend the early service, and then the later service would be for those that are not at risk, maybe people with young families, those that are healthy or don't have any underlying conditions, but we're envisioning that we'll be able to have 2 services. So being able to fit 150 or so people within our sanctuary with the appropriate distancing will actually let us get to almost our regular Sunday morning attendance on a very quick basis. We're also looking at creating a video venue in the Joy Center or Building A for those that might have young family or young children that don't want to have them in the sanctuary because they're worried about the wiggles and giggles and all the squiggles that go along with it. But we know that we're going to find a creative way to be able to have church as soon as possible. We're also continuing to make phone calls, continuing to have Zoom small groups, and we are looking for ways that we can continue to connect with each other. And so let me encourage you, if you're not joining us on Monday through Friday at 7 p.m., you can find on our YouTube channel or CalvaryLighthouse.tv or Facebook, you can find our evening devotions, and we have our regular Sunday morning service at 10 a.m. And we're anticipating having just a wonderful response. As you know, this Sunday is Pentecost Sunday, and I'm excited about the opportunity we have to worship even if it's not in the traditional way that we normally worship. I'm going to continue to do these afternoon updates on Thursdays so that you can understand and know a little bit about where we're going and how we are preparing to reopen, because I anticipate that we're going to reopen soon. Today in Governor Murphy's briefing, which I watch each day so that I can make the best decisions for us as a church, he indicated that there's going to be a number of guidances and parameters that are released tomorrow and over the weekend that'll help us make some additional decisions. I believe churches are going to be in that, and we are going to finally get some definition of where we're at and when we're going to move forward. And I want you to understand, we're doing everything that we can. I'm on a regular basis contacting congressmen, senators, assemblymen. I'm contacting Governor Murphy's office via social media and email on a daily basis, asking for us as a church, all churches in New Jersey, to be able to come back and meet together, because we believe churches are essential to the lifeblood of our community. And so would you be in prayer for Governor Murphy and for the current situation and conditions, so that we as a church would be able to come together as soon as possible and fellowship in a safe and socially aware manner. Now again, we're continuing to make some improvements to our sanctuary. We're adjusting our live stream setup. We're doing some electrical work. We're doing some carpet work. We're doing a number of things in the sanctuary, all in anticipation of being able to come together. So would you pray to that end that we would be able to come together soon and know that God has his hand on us. We're going to make it through it together, and we're going to make it through stronger than when we went in. So God bless you. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time here today. Be in prayer with us, and let's trust God to move his hand across our state and see a great outpouring of his Holy Spirit, and we will be together soon. God bless.